Okay, Ms. Brown, are you going to raise your hand? All right. Do you both swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give will be the truth and the whole truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. You may lower your hands. Prior to going on the record, there was some discussion about a motion for withdrawal of counsel filed by attorney Ukwama, excuse me, in regards to the representation of Michelle Brown. The court has reviewed the motion, and attached to the motion is an agreed order signed by Ms. Brown. So the court is going to go ahead and sign the order for withdrawal, allowing attorney Ukwama to get off of the case as well as drop off the call for today's hearing. And Ms. Brown is going to proceed with this hearing on her own if she so chooses. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. The remainder of the case that we're on here today is for a bill of review, and it was brought by Mr. Brown by way of his attorney, Ms. Doyle. You each will have 15 minutes aside that will include any opening and closing statements should you all choose to make them. Prior to going on the record, there was some exhibits that were pre-admitted. They will be admitted at this time. So petitioners exhibits 1 through 5, number 13, and numbers 15 through 17 are admitted, and respondents exhibits 1 through 7 are admitted. Ms. Brown, since you are representing yourself, you are held to the same standards as any attorney. If an objection is made, you have to stop speaking. You can call any witnesses that you may have, including yourself. You may be your only witness. Or you can call Mr. Brown, and you're also able to cross-examine Mr. Brown about any testimony that he will give. Attorney Doyle, would you like to make an opening statement at this time?
No openings, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Brown, would you like to make an opening statement at this time?
No.
All right. Attorney Doyle, you may call your first witness.
Judge, I call Marvin Brown.
All right. You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. All right, Mr. Brown, can you go ahead and just state your full name for the record?
Marvin Brown.
All righty. And where do you currently reside?
In France.
Okay. And where were you living in November of 2024 when Michelle filed the original petition for divorce here in Dallas?
In France.
Okay. And how long had you been residing in France at that time?
Off and on since 2013. We have lived in. Okay. I can tell you other places if you need it.
No, that's okay. So at the time that the original petition for divorce was filed in November of 2024, how long had you been living in France for an extended period of time?
When was COVID?
Yeah, 2020.
Okay, so I would say since 2021, 2022.
Okay. Alrighty. And so do you have the exhibits pulled up?
Yes, I do.
Okay, if you can take a look at exhibit 15 that's been admitted, is that your current residence listed on that envelope?
No, it's not.
All right, what is that residence?
That is that represents the lake house I used to live in.
Okay, and when did you live at that address?
In 2025, I believe this one.
Okay, and so is that where you were living?
I think it's either the summer of 2024. Yeah, I will say the summer of 2024.
Okay. All right. And so is that the address that you were living at while the divorce case was pending here in Dallas?
Yes.
Okay. And so was Michelle aware that you were living at that residence?
Yes. She's on the
Okay.
lease.
Okay. Michelle was on the lease at that residence. Okay. And so was Michelle also living at that address, or was she living somewhere else?
She lived at that address till probably like for 6 months, I would say.
Okay. Okay.
And then
But she
moved to
was
Paris.
okay. But she was aware that that is where you were residing, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And you said she had moved to Paris?
Yes.
Okay. When did she move there?
And also another town up towards what's it called? Normandy, up near Normandy area.
Okay. And when was she living there?
Oh gosh. around Christmas and New Year's of 2025.
Okay. And can you take a look at Exhibit 5 for me, please? And that is Michelle's pay stub. And in the
Yes.
top left corner there where it shows her address,
Yes.
is that the address that she lived at in France?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And to your knowledge, when was the last time she was residing at that French address?
We moved from there to the lake house,
Okay.
to the house in Montferrat where that EDF bill is at.
Okay. And were the children always residing with mom during this time?
No, they were not always residing with mom.
Okay. Where were the children residing at this time?
With both of us, we were together.
Okay. And so after you separated, where did Michelle and the children reside?
The children lived with me.
Okay. All right. And so
the
were you
children lived
ever...
with me- The children lived with me at the lake house until after when they were taken out of school.
Okay. And when were they taken out of school?
All right, guys, let's break this down. This hearing kicks off with Michelle losing her lawyer before anything even begins, instantly putting her at a disadvantage. The judge sets strict rules, making it clear this is about legal precision, not storytelling. Meanwhile, Marvin calmly establishes he's been living in France, and the attorney starts laying a quiet trap, proving Michelle knew exactly where he was.
The summer of 2025.
Okay. Where were they enrolled in school?
Your Honor, objection?
Okay.
Objection? Yes.
Okay, what is your legal objection?
We all three of us are victim of domestic violence. They were not taken out of school. Eleanor were abused by Mr. Brown, and I rescued her in May of 2025. And then I rescued Sabrina and brought him back to America, to the United States. And I never lived in that address. On every address that you see in this hearing is address that I never really lived in it. The thing is, Mr. Brown is not legal in France. Mr. Brown was able to
Objection.
stay in France because I am a French citizen, and every bill has to be on my name because I am a lawful resident and citizen of France. So by default, every address you see will have my name, nothing with his name because he's not legal in France. He currently not even legal in France and has proceeding and have, police reports pending for Mr. Brown because he's not willing to disclose his address. They're looking for him. So objection for everything he says right now.
Okay, so what is your legal objection?
My legal objection is that the girls were not with him, were not taken from him. They were rescued by him because of domestic violence. And that's part of my case. My case is about domestic violence.
Okay, I'm going to overrule the objection. Counsel, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Okay, Mr. Brown. Were you ever personally served with a divorce petition filed in Texas?
Personally served. Okay.
Yes. Did anyone ever come to you in person and serve you with divorce papers?
No one
Okay.
personally
Your Honor,
served.
objection. Your Honor, objection.
Okay, what is your legal objection?
In 2023, I have notified Mr. Brown that I will file for divorce in Dallas, and Mr. Brown was not cooperating. This is the reason why I had no other choice but to run from him, run from home, and get to America and file in America. I was scared to death. And he did not cooperate with any proceeding. He blocked therapy for my daughters. And he would not allow us to have any of his addresses. He would block my phone. He would block his phone. He would control my emails. And he will never, ever, and told me he would not proceed with anything related to the divorce. So he knew very well that I'm going to the United States of America to divorce because this is where we lived pretty much all our life, and would not cooperate with the proceeding.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Brown. What is your legal objection?
My legal objection is that Mr. Brown was notified by me
Okay,
that I will divorce him in the United States. He knew very well.
okay, overrule.
Okay, Mr. Brown,
Yes.
did you receive any documents by certified mail, email, or were you otherwise notified of a Texas divorce case pending against you?
Texas divorce case pending? No.
Okay. And you did learn that a default decree was entered, correct?
Correct.
When did you learn about that?
2 days before I was to have the French court hear about the divorce.
Okay. Do you remember about what date that was?
Oh, gosh. It was in July of 2025, I believe it was.
Ma'am, by July, objection, by July I was divorced.
Okay, what's your legal objection?
The legal objection is in July 2025, I was divorced.
Okay, overrule.
Continue.
Counsel, you can re-ask your question.
Okay. Mr. Brown, what was the date that you had first learned that a Texas divorce case even occurred and was defaulted against you?
Gosh. Can you give me 2 minutes? I can look it up right fast.
No. It was July 20, about when you said July 2025, about when you learned about it.
Yes, June or July.
Okay. Alrighty. And how did you learn about it?
The questioning builds momentum, locking in shared addresses and timelines that point to mutual awareness. Then Michelle abruptly interrupts with heavy domestic violence claims, trying to flip the narrative emotionally. It's intense, but legally off track. The judge quickly shuts it down and overrules her, signaling that emotional arguments won't override procedural rules in this courtroom.
From my French attorney.
Okay. Do you have any idea how your French attorney came to be aware of the Dallas divorce decree?
Michelle's French attorney sent my French attorney an email.
Okay. And so Michelle did know where you were living in France at the time the default divorce
Yes.
decree was entered, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you communicate with Michelle during the time between November of 2024 and about June of 2025 when the divorce was pending in Texas?
Yes.
Okay. So what methods did you use to communicate with her? Was it through email, text message, phone calls?
I believe we lived together at the lake house at that time. Also, there's some emails.
Okay. And so your email address was known to Michelle?
Yes.
And she has contacted you at that email address around the time the divorce was filed, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Objection.
All right, what is your legal objection?
Yes, my objection is I did not live with Mr. Brown at the time he just, mentioned. I ran away from home in October of 2024,
Okay, so what is your legal objection?
that I was not living with Mr. Brown.
All right,
at this
overrule.
divorce.
Okay, Mr. Brown, if you could just quickly take a look at Exhibit 4 and also Exhibit 16. Are those email communications between you and Michelle?
Yes.
Okay. And so have you changed your email since those communications?
No.
Okay. And I'll direct you to Exhibit 2, which is Michelle's affidavit of diligent search. In that affidavit, she states that the last known address she has for you is a Farmers Branch, Texas address. Have you ever lived in Farmers Branch, Texas?
Yes.
Okay, when did you live there?
I'm going to say 2013.
Okay. So the last time that you resided in Farmers Branch, Texas was 2013, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so does Michelle have knowledge of when you left Farmers Branch?
Yes.
Okay. And does she have knowledge of where you moved to after leaving Farmers Branch?
Yes.
Okay. She also stated in the affidavit that you left in February of 2023 and she hadn't heard from you since then. Is that true?
No.
Okay. And in
Objection.
Was
Mr. Brown was arrested in France, in Paris, and was not allowed to be near my home for about 3 months. So yes, for 3 months, we did not see him. He disappeared. He broke his parole, actually. He broke his probation and came to the house and took his bicycle. And I was filing for another complaint to the police so he can stay out. But for 3 months, you're not allowed to be anywhere near my home.
okay. So what is your legal objection?
My legal objection is Mr. Brown, on those 2 months or 3 months, was not anywhere near my home.
Okay. Overrule.
Okay. And Mr. Brown, in fact, she had heard from you since February of 2023 because she emailed you, as shown in Exhibits 4 and 16. I just want you to confirm of March 2024 and January of 2025. Is that correct?
Now the case narrows to its core, service and notification. Marvin clearly states he was never served or informed of the Texas divorce. Michelle and Sissy knew, but her responses lack legal structure. The judge repeatedly demands proper objections, not personal explanations. One side is playing by courtroom rules, the other is drifting, and that gap is becoming decisive.